Cody McLin, 60, 66, 46.
Mr. Macklin, you're classified as a fifth felony offender. You're currently serving a 10-year sentence for, let's see, possession of heroin in Livingston Parish. And then you have also from May of 21, simple criminal damage to property. You got a 4-year sentence. You do have a parole eligibility date, excuse me, November 3rd, 2023, with a good time date, September 4th, 2024. Does all that sound correct? Your case has been assigned to Mrs. Wise. Would you answer her question?
Good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
All right,
You ready?
ma'am.
Okay, all right. The records I have show that you're a fifth felony offender. Is that correct?
Ma'am.
How old are you today?
30.
How many years of those 30 years would you say you spent in jail?
About 8 or 9.
About 8 or 9. Okay, that's not bad. I look back at your records and trying to see what did the department do to try to help you. And I see where you had Blue Walters at Ridgewood in 2013. Did you complete that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you? How long did you stay clean after that?
Not long.
How long? When you said not long, weeks or months or years?
Probably month.
Okay, a month. Okay. I should have said days, son. I'm sorry. I didn't want to get that. I should have said days, about a month. Okay, then you went to Steve Hall in 2017. How did that go?
It was good. I took it serious. And then when
Good to hear.
Ma'am,
I said that's good to hear. You took it serious, okay?
when I got home, I always fall into the same pattern.
Okay, and so how long did you stay clean after that in 2017?
Probably about 5 months.
Okay, all right. So we're growing, huh? We're growing. I see you had a transition to work in 2014. How did that go?
It was good.
Good. Okay. So what do you need? What do you need to stay out of jail?
Stay off the drugs.
What do you need to stay off the drugs?
Have my mind made up.
Yeah. I agree with that. How much education do you have?
7th grade.
Anything else since then?
No, ma'am.
All right. And I look at your supervision history. You were revoked in 2013, 2015, 2018, and 2021. What would be different by supervision this time if you are successful today?
I feel like I take full responsibility for my actions. I know I'm a drug addict. There's still hope for me.
Yes, it is. It is still hope for you. So what are you taking in the institution now to address substance abuse?
I'm currently in victim impact, thinking for a change. I graduated KG nurturing parenting, pre-release. I'm getting into the living and balance class too.
Good. Tell me about your job at the prison. What do you do every day?
Well, I work on, I'm trustee at Squad 5. I work at the dog kennels.
So what do you do every day?
Clean the pens, take care of the dogs, feed them, let them out the cage.
Good. That's what I thought. That's all. I do want to, the victim of your joyriding incident, that crime, that victim is deceased, and our probation parole was not able to contact anybody in that family. So we don't have their input today. Just want to state that for the record. That's really so what are your future plans if you're successful today? Where would you live? How would you support yourself?
I'm gonna live with my brother. I'm gonna go to work with my cousin on a tugboat. take care of my kids, take care of myself.
How you gonna stay clean?
Do what I gotta do, fight the urge.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta fight the urge. Go to AA meetings, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Okay, I supposed to know what stuff like that means?
Oh, I like AA meetings and classes and
Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, that's all I have. What do you want to tell us about this young man?
Ms. Wise, kind of similar to the last one. Had a long conversation with Cody yesterday. Went through everything with him. He's enrolled in some good classes right now, victim impact, living in balance, age rate. Unfortunately, I mean, when he completes the victim impact and age rate, his good time date will adjust November of this year. So I won't have time to get him through the things that I really think that he needs, which would be living in balance, 1 and 2, all the levels of that. And I'd like to get his GED, but I won't have time for that. But he does need, I don't think he's ready today. I want him to complete these classes that he's in right now. I think they will help him. And he said it right earlier. I mean, we've given him the tools. He's been through Steve Hall. He's been through the drug rehab programs, and he's failed it. He's got to make up his own mind. He's got to make up his mind because he can obviously do well. He does well in here. He's a trustee. He's one of my dog pen orderlies, so he can do well, but it's doing well on the outside. And until he understands that, it's going to be a vicious cycle. And I hope he gets it this time. But I think he needs to complete these classes and stay till his good time date, which would be November 23rd.
All right. Thank you, Ward. I got one other question. During the revocation process, back in supervision, Brittany Persons, who is that?
the mother of my child.
Are y'all together? Y'all in a relationship?
No, ma'am.
Okay, because she wrote a statement saying that in your revocation that you had spent every night with her since you got released out of jail on September the 9th. Was that true?
Yes, ma'am. I did time for something I was honestly innocent on.
Oh, okay, but you had absconded supervision. They couldn't find you. But then she said you were at her house every night. And your statement, that's true.
Yes, ma'am. That was for the criminal damage to property. So she wrote that statement.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Thank you. That clears that up for me. Thank you, Madam Chairman. It's all right.
How old are your children?
I got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And that's 2 different mothers?
Yes, ma'am.
So you mentioned whenever you get out, you're gonna go live with your brother. Where were you living before?
Oh, in French Settlement at an ex-girlfriend of mine.
The one she mentioned?
No, ma'am. That's the mother of my child. It's another woman.
All right. Well, one of the things that I hope that at least you've learned is so you keep getting out of jail and you keep falling off the wagon, so to speak. It's because you're going back to the same routine. You got to figure that out. You got to do something different. Hopefully the brother will be different for you. All right. I think is there anything you'd like to say to us? You know what the plan is for you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm okay with it.
All right. Ms. White,
Yes, sir. My vote is to deny proximity of a good time date after your programs, and I wish you well. I wish you well making up your mind, like you said you need to do. Poor supervision history, law enforcement opposition as well. And you need this treatment. Best wishes to you, young man.
Mrs. Jackson.
All right, Ms. McLin, my vote is the same. You need more programs and proximity to your good time date.
My vote is the same, Mr. McLin, but I'm going to add something to your good time release certificate. I'm going to make a note that we want to add to your release certificate, and we'll order that. We'll get the institution to do this for us. That once you release, that you do work on your GED, that you do submit to random drug screens by your parole officer, and that you obtain a substance abuse evaluation on the outside and comply with whatever treatment plan they recommend for you.
Ma'am.
Okay, good luck to you.